Hi everyone, welcome to the Dini International Chess Championship 2024. I am Woman International Master Diajeng Teresa Singhe, and I will be commentating the event as well as doing the recaps of the games and creating contents related to chess. And I will also do updates from the tournament venue itself, interviewing all the grandmasters, all the players, and as now we will also start to do the recap for round one of the Dini International Chess Championship 2024. But before we begin, I would like to explain a little bit of the championship. This is the first time ever of Dini International Chess Championship 2024 to be held, and sponsored by Dini Communication Inc. This is quite a very prestigious event and the biggest chess player that is ever held in this year in Sri Lanka. And there are there are more than 150 um, players from more than 11 countries participating, and also many grandmasters, international masters, FIDE masters, um, competing to fight the prize money in the amount of 20,000 USD. So, and also it is held in the very beautiful hotel, Mount Lavinia Hotel, Colombo, Sri Lanka. And so, yeah, it is held from 27th July 2024 until the 4th August 2024. So, yes, this is really great, and everything is handled very nicely here. So, I would really love to come back in the future. But okay, now we will begin the the interview. I mean, the commentary. And okay, here we have on round one. Let's take a look at the board one, which we have here Grandmaster Ghosh Diptayan, rated 2568 from India, playing against FIDE Master Alahakun Isuru from Sri Lanka, rated 1951. And yes, so here, right skill was played d5, g3, knight f6, d4, bishop f5, and we can see there is a little bit of transpose here. And right at this moment, I can sense quite a strategical plan from white, and as the pawn is on h5 and it's not the best suited place for pawn maybe in the future, but this is quite solid. But I'm just saying that there might be weakness in the future. And but yeah, knight c3, knight e4, um, black opens the position, and I think the war starts right now. And and also bishop takes e7, bishop takes e7, queen takes e7, queen takes e7. I can say this is not a very wise decision, because by taking the bishop with the queen here, it will lead to the pawn on d5 hanging, even though it's not really hanging right now, but I'm pretty sure in near future it would be a problem. and and on the next move, this is exactly what Grandmaster Ghosh Diptayan is doing. Knight h4 was played, and this is actually uh, quite a positional playing, because and also quite basic. There is a good bishop there, and knight played to h4. easily threatening the bishop to be exchanged with the knight, which is the knight is not a very good knight there, so white doesn't really have reason to keep the knight. And now I could say that black is aware of this thing, so knight takes on c3, and of course b takes on c3, and again black is aware of white's idea, so he doesn't just let the bishop there and be exchanged and let white just have one good bishop on g2 with a very dangerous diagonal straight right there. So bishop on e4, exchanging the bishop on g2, and here we have we have quite a few options here. Even though white has a very good bishop right there and with a very good prospects of attack, but we don't really have many options here. Even though it looks like so, bishop can play to h3, or we can also block f3, or knight goes back to f3 to prevent the exchange, but it white will be losing a tempo, and it doesn't look really good. So bishop takes e4, d takes e4, and this is exactly what I have mentioned earlier, that this diagonal might be a problem in in anytime soon. But exactly 7 moves ago, we couldn't really see the problem because we couldn't really calculate everything. It is impossible, but this is quite maybe the difference between higher rated players. Like they don't really calculate everything, but they could see. I can really see that white really has like a very good understanding here. Every move comes natural for him, um, including this what is going on in this diagonal. Like we couldn't really see what will be happening, but exactly in a few moves later, what I've been worrying is happening right now. Even though the bishop is taken and exchange on e4, but now we have black has a very weak pawn on e4, which I am not sure can be defended. And also b7 is hanging, so queen b1 was played. It's forking both pawn, and I think e4 cannot be defended at all. There is f5, but by playing f5, there is knight g6 threat here, which is I'm sorry, which is doing this fork between the queen and the rook. So black will not play this move, and maybe it would be just wise to do long castle, just like what was played in the game, and just let the e4 pawns gone, and yeah, queen takes e4 was played. And at this current moment, white already has a macro advantage. White is one pawn up, and um, after this f5 was played, it's threatened the queen, but I I feel this is really against um, the the space. This is really against the principle, because I know that this is attacking the queen, but it's just for one move. Because once the queen is moving, once the queen it's not attacked anymore, queen e3 was played, knight g6 is coming, and then also pawn on d6. I mean, pawn on e6 is weak, and f4 is also coming, uh, holding this e5 and g5, a very strategical square, and also b5 is like a highway for white. It's and also d5 can be played anytime soon, to exchange the pawn, and pawn on pawn on f5 can be very weak sometime soon, and I think this is a very convenient position for white. White has plenty of idea on how to launch the attack, on how to on which side he wants to on which side he wants to push, and it's just so many ideas, and at this kind of moment, we often also a little bit of confused on which idea should we take, because we know that it looks convenient, it looks very um, we have plenty of ideas as white, but it doesn't end here. We should choose which ideas, or and make a concrete plan on it, so but yeah, but this is quite a simple position, I believe, and I'm pretty sure white knows what to do. Queen f6 was played, makes sense because protecting the g6 square is obligatory. Although I think there are some other ways, but in this position, black doesn't really have um, a lot of options. Queen f6, f4, exactly what I was worrying before. By playing f4, this is already, I think, the end of the black attempt on doing counterattack, because uh, that now that the f4 is here, knight is coming to f3 and hold both of the squares on g5 and e5, and even h4 is not possible to be played because h4 square will be protected, will be defended by pawn on g3 and knight on f3. So um, even without white doing anything, black black cannot improve the position anymore. So I think after f4 was played, it's already worse for black. So rook d to g8, trying to push g5, but then knight goes to f3, exactly, holding all the squares, all the important squares such as e5, g5, h4, and also d4. And maybe later on knight will jump to e5, which is very, 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 very strategical if knight stands there. And h4 was played. G Okay, I thought g will take h4, but king goes to f2. Maybe white has considered that this is like the saver solution for black, I mean for white. And then hmm, knight goes to e8, which I believe, even though it's quite a dubious move, but I can understand the idea of of black is knight will be going to f7. Wait, I'm sorry. Black is planning a maneuver to f7 and h6 and g4, and to create something in the king side, now that the king is just a little bit exposed. But now g takes h4 was played, so uh, I think this will be the end of it. H3 is also coming, even though black has um, quite a creative maneuver here. But the moment knight arrives on h6, there will be always h3. So and also pawn on h4 now. It's very solid. It's defended by knight, and rook cannot take the h4 because then black will be exchanged down, and it's very hard to be exchanged down in this position. And white decided to push on g files, and now the rook is going to g3 and rook g1, rook h6, defending the pawn on g6, and then rook g h8, h5, take. Now the g file is blank. Okay, now in the current position, white is 4 pawns up, which is already very hard for black. Even though, well, the king is a little bit exposed, maybe it's possible if there is some slight blunder, but no. Also, the time is still quite a lot, and it's impossible to have Thunder in this uh, position and time control. So yes, so that would be the end of the game, and Black resigned. Quite an interesting game by Goshdeep Tayan and Alahakun Isuru, and it was the round one. So yes, um, we will do more of the recaps, and maybe also I will also take like some best games of the tournament and maybe do a separate analysis. But everyone, this game was quite interesting, and it shows also class from the Grandmaster Goshdeep Tayan since the beginning. He really knows what to do, and he can identify all the positional mistake, and also um, quite a good attempt for Black, quite a fighting spirit that we saw, and yes, it's really great to be able to do the recap on this game, and yeah, I'm very honored and to do commentary here. And yes, see you on round two, and please watch all the streams, all the recaps, all the commentary, and also follow us on social media, Instagram, Facebooks. We will always post the updates and all the contents. So okay, see you later. Bye bye. Thanks for watching.